Tonight, aviation experts say they're keeping an eye on some details yet to be fully investigated, but could provide much needed answers. 10 Tampa-based Miguel Octavio joins us live from Tampa International Airport tonight near the air traffic control tower.
Miguel, investigators are looking at every bit of information that is available.
They're looking at every recording, every approach, what happened inside the air traffic control tower as well. Now, the NTSB did provide some information today, and one expert says that could be key to figuring out how this collision happened and, more importantly, how to prevent it.
Lives are gone. It's amazing how close they were to touching down.
Despite having years of aviation experience, Mark Weinkrantz is stunned by the tragedy in Washington, D.C. He's flown into Reagan Washington National Airport many times.
It works fine as long as you obey the rules and you are where you are when you're supposed to be there.
Right now, he's looking at several factors, including if having only one air traffic controller instead of two contributed to the collision.
There was only one working last night, which is not by itself unsafe, but there's a lot of stuff going on down there at night.
Regardless, Weinkrantz says there are typically warning systems in place to avoid such collisions.
And even if the controller's not paying attention, the airplanes talk to each other and it'll command people to climb or descend to avoid a collision.
But he says the same system may not apply to the Army Black Hawk helicopter involved.
Had that been operating in the helicopter, it might have helped. And that's just a backup to the pilot's diligence, the air traffic controller's diligence. There are all these layers that are supposed to ensure safety.
Weinkrantz is also wondering how the helicopter ended up at least 100 feet higher above the maximum altitude allowed. Plus, if nighttime vision goggles may have affected the helicopter pilot's view.
There's a culmination of things that came together. The helicopter was too high, they were too far west, they were doing night training, there was only one controller in the tower. Very possibly, the two aircraft, the civilian aircraft, the PSA, and the helicopter could very well have been talking to approach control on two separate frequencies.
Our expert says he's also looking into whether or not there will be any military training changes, perhaps away from such congested areas, but that will all depend on this investigation. Live in Tampa, Miguel Octavio, 10 Tampa Bay.